Holy villain roster, Batman. Welcome back to our countdown of the most diabolical villains from the 1966 Batman series. In Part 2, we're diving deeper into Gotham's most colorful criminals. Let's start with Louis the Lilac, played by the legendary Milton Berle. This flower-powered fiend might sound silly, but he was one of Batman's most fragrant foes. Then there's the Mad Hatter, brought to life by David Wayne, who had an obsession with headwear that would make any milliner mad. Carolyn Jones dazzled as Marcia, Queen of Diamonds, while George Sanders chilled us to the bone as Mr. Freeze. Anne Baxter pulled double duty in the series, appearing as both Olga, Queen of Cossacks, and Zelda the Great. Talk about range. The show wasn't short on star power either. We had Cliff Robertson as the cowboy criminal Shame, Art Carney as the medieval menace the Archer, and the incomparable Tallulah Bankhead as the Black Widow. Roddy McDowall bookmarked his place in villain history as the Bookworm, while Liberace played both Chandel and his evil twin, Harry. But wait, there's more. Barbara Rush schemed as Nora Clavicle. Ethel Merman sashayed as Lola Lasagna. And Shelley Winters terrorized Gotham as Ma Parker. The glamorous Zsa Zsa Gabor sparkled as Minerva. Van Johnson caused trouble as the Minstrel. And pop star Leslie Gore purred as Pussycat. Rounding out our rogues gallery, we had Maurice Evans as the Puzzler, the stunning Joan Collins as the Siren, Candida Lupino as the mysterious Dr. Cassandra Spellcraft. Each villain brought their own special brand of mayhem to Gotham City, making the 1966 Batman series a true treasure trove of theatrical villainy. Pow! Bam! Zoom! These baddies might not have been as dark as modern Batman villains, but they sure knew how to put on a show. Same bat time, same bat channel. Now let's meet these villains. When you think of TV legends, there's one name that stands out: Milton Berle. The man who literally helped Americans fall in love with television. Back in 1948, when TV was just a strange new box in people's living rooms, Uncle Milty burst onto the scene with Texaco Star Theater and changed everything. Families would gather around their TV sets every Tuesday night. Stores would close early, and even movie theaters would empty out, all because Milton Berle was on. He wasn't just called Mr. Television for nothing. His slapstick comedy and larger-than-life personality made him America's first true TV superstar. Even in his later years, Berle kept entertaining us, showing up in shows like Batman in 1966 as the colorful villain Louis the Lilac. His career lasted over 80 years. When he passed away in 2002 at 93, he left behind a legacy that helped shape the very medium we still enjoy today. From the bright lights of Broadway to the criminal underworld of Gotham City, few actors have left their mark quite like David Wayne. Born as Wayne James McMeekin in a small Michigan town back in 1914, this versatile performer would go on to become one of entertainment's most memorable faces. While his talents graced countless stages and screens, it's his delightfully wicked portrayal of the Mad Hatter in the 1960s Batman series that cemented his place in pop culture history. With his mischievous grin and perfect comic timing, Wayne brought the eccentric villain to life, making audiences both fear and fall in love with his character. His remarkable 5-decade career proved that sometimes the most captivating stories start in the most unexpected places, from a small-town dreamer to a legendary performer who could do it all. Carolyn Jones, the woman who brought Gothic glamour to American television. Born in 1930, she would go on to become one of TV's most unforgettable characters, the elegant and mysterious Morticia Addams in The Addams Family. Before she enchanted audiences with her perfectly pale complexion and floor-length black dress, Jones made her mark in Hollywood classics like House of Wax and Invasion of the Body Snatchers. But it was in 1964 when she truly found her iconic role, earning a Golden Globe nomination for her portrayal of the delightfully macabre Morticia. And if you thought Morticia was her only memorable character, think again. She dazzled Batman fans as the devious Marcia, Queen of Diamonds, proving she could play both spooky and sparkly with equal charm. Though she left us too soon in 1983, Carolyn Jones's legacy lives on, forever immortalized as television's most beloved Gothic mother. George Sanders, the British actor who mastered the art of sophisticated villainy on the silver screen. Born in 1906, his distinctive upper-class accent and smooth bass voice made him Hollywood's go-to guy for roles that ooze both elegance and menace, his crowning achievement. The role of Addison DeWitt in All About Eve, where his deliciously wicked performance earned him an Oscar. And here's a fun fact for superhero fans. Before Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sanders was actually the first actor to bring Mr. Freeze to life in the 1966 Batman TV series. But behind the polished exterior lay a troubled soul. In 1972, in one of Hollywood's most haunting endings, Sanders chose to exit life's stage, leaving behind a note that simply stated he was bored. A tragic finale for a man who brought such captivating complexity to the screen. Anne Baxter's remarkable journey in entertainment captivated audiences for decades. Born in 1923, with talent in her blood as the granddaughter of famed architect Frank Lloyd Wright, she took to the stage at just 13 years old, proving she was destined for stardom. Her unforgettable performances lit up the silver screen, most notably in All About Eve, where her portrayal of Eve Harrington earned her an Oscar nomination, and as the mesmerizing Queen Nefertiti in The Ten Commandments. But it was perhaps in the 1960s where she showed her versatility, delighting TV audiences with her deliciously wicked turns as Zelda the Great and Olga, Queen of the Cossacks in the Batman series. Though her life was cut short at 62, Anne Baxter's legacy lives on through her timeless performances that continue to inspire generations of actors. From child prodigy to Hollywood legend, she truly lived a life worthy of the silver screen. From small-screen cowboy to Oscar-winning star, Cliff Robertson's journey in Hollywood was nothing short of remarkable. While many might remember him as the villainous Shame in the classic Batman TV series, riding and shooting his way through Gotham alongside his on-screen love calamity Jan, it was his heart-wrenching performance in Charlie that truly cemented his legacy. Playing Charlie Gordon, a man with intellectual disabilities who undergoes an experimental procedure to enhance his intelligence, Robertson didn't just act, he transformed. His powerful portrayal earned him the Academy Award for Best Actor in 1968, proving that sometimes the most challenging roles become our greatest achievements. This was the kind of actor Robertson was, never afraid to take risks, always ready to dive deep into complex characters. Art Carney was more than just another face in Hollywood. He was a true legend who made us laugh, cry, and everything in between for over 6 decades. If you've ever watched The Honeymooners, you'll know him as Ed Norton, the lovable goofball sewer worker who stole every scene alongside Jackie Gleason. That role wasn't just memorable, it earned him 6 Emmy Awards. But here's something that might surprise you. Carney also tried his hand at being a bad guy. In 1966, he stepped into the shoes of the Archer on Batman, playing a Robin Hood-style villain who had a pretty unique approach to crime, stealing from Gotham's rich to help out its poor. Talk about a character with complexity. When Art Carney left us in 2003 at age 85, he left behind a legacy that showed us what true versatility in entertainment looks like. From comedy to drama, from hero to villain, he could do it all, and he did it with style. Tallulah Bankhead, a force of nature who shook up Hollywood with her husky voice and larger-than-life personality. Born into Alabama politics, but destined for the spotlight, this firecracker traded Southern charm for Broadway lights and London stages in the Roaring '20s. You might know her from Hitchcock's Lifeboat, where her performance was so electrifying she snagged the New York Film Critics Circle Award. But here's a fun twist. One of her final roles was playing the deliciously wicked Black Widow in the 1960s Batman TV series, complete with mind control gadgets and that signature Tallulah flair. Sadly, this theatrical powerhouse took her final bow in 1968, at age 66. In true Tallulah style, her reported last words were asking for codeine, bourbon, a fitting farewell for a woman who lived life on her own terms and never apologized for who she was. From stage to screen, radio to television, Tallulah Bankhead wasn't just an actress, she was an experience. From child star to legendary character actor, Roddy McDowall's incredible 60-year journey in Hollywood is a testament to his remarkable talent and adaptability. Starting as a young actor in England, he captured hearts with unforgettable performances in classics like How Green Was My Valley and Lassie Come Home. But McDowall wasn't content being just another child star who faded away. He successfully reinvented himself, becoming one of Hollywood's most versatile character actors. You might recognize him as Octavian in the epic Cleopatra, or as the delightfully wicked bookworm in the original Batman TV series. Perhaps his most iconic role, playing the intelligent chimpanzees Cornelius and Caesar in the Planet of the Apes franchise. From classic dramas to disaster films like The Poseidon Adventure, McDowell's legacy spans an incredible 270 screen and stage roles, proving that true talent never goes out of style. Liberace, draped in sequins and fur, this extraordinary pianist turned every performance into pure magic. With a candelabra perched on his piano and a smile that could light up Las Vegas, he wasn't just playing music, he was creating spectacle. But here's something that might surprise you. This king of bling once traded his rhinestone-studded suits for a villain's cape in Batman. In 1966, he delivered the show's highest-rated episodes, playing a devious dual role as the musical mastermind Chandel and his evil twin Harry. Talk about hitting all the right notes, and some deliciously wrong ones too. From classical concertos to primetime crime, Liberace proved that sometimes the best way to make history is to do it with a whole lot of sparkle and an unforgettable flair. Barbara Rush, a versatile actress who left an indelible mark on both the big and small screens. Her breakthrough came in 1953 when she starred in the sci-fi classic It Came from Outer Space, earning her a Golden Globe for Most Promising Female Newcomer. But that was just the beginning. Throughout her career, Rush graced numerous films like When Worlds Collide and The Young Philadelphians, showing her incredible range as an actress. TV audiences might remember her memorable turn as Nora Clavicle in Batman, where she played a deliciously devious villain who replaced Gotham's entire police force with women and unleashed mechanical mice to terrorize the city. She became a familiar face on television, appearing in popular series like Peyton Place, All My Children, and Seventh Heaven, proving that her talent could captivate audiences across generations and genres. Ethel Merman, one of Broadway's most unforgettable stars, with a voice that could shake the rafters and a personality bigger than life itself, she ruled the Great White Way during its golden age, earning the nickname the undisputed First Lady of musical comedy. But here's something wild you might not know. This Broadway legend had a secret life as a Batman villain. In the campy 1960s TV series, she played Lola Lasagna, a parasol-wielding partner in crime to the Penguin. The show even threw in a cheeky reference to her real-life whirlwind marriage to actor Ernest Borgnine. Beyond Broadway and Batman, Merman conquered Hollywood in classics like Anything Goes and It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. And get this, in 1979 at age 71, she shocked everyone by releasing the Ethel Merman disco album. Talk about a legend who wasn't afraid to reinvent herself. From belting show tunes to fighting the Caped Crusader, Ethel Merman was truly one of a kind. Shelley Winters wasn't just another Hollywood blonde. She was a force of nature, who completely transformed herself over 6 incredible decades in show business. Starting out as what they called a blonde bombshell, she proved she was so much more than just a pretty face. She grabbed not 1 but 2 Academy Awards for Best Supporting Actress, first for her heart-wrenching performance in The Diary of Anne Frank, then again for A Patch of Blue. And those weren't her only Oscar moments. She snagged nominations for A Place in the Sun and The Poseidon Adventure, the campy 1960s Batman TV show. Winters stole the show as Ma Parker, this brilliantly deceptive villain who used her motherly charm to outsmart everyone, even Batman himself. From serious drama to playful villainy, Shelley Winters proved she could do it all, leaving an unforgettable mark on Hollywood history. Saza Gabor, one of Hollywood's most dazzling personalities. This Hungarian-American actress wasn't just famous for her roles in films like Moulin Rouge. Oh no, darling, she was famous for being famous before that was even a thing. With 9 marriages under her diamond-studded belt, including Conrad Hilton and George Sanders, Saza lived life like it was a never-ending party. But here's a fun tidbit. Her final television appearance was absolutely fabulous. She played Minerva, a deliciously evil spa owner, in the last ever episode of the original Batman series. Can you imagine this glamorous diva using a deepest secret extractor to steal her wealthy clients' secrets? Only Zaza could pull off such a role with that signature blend of charm and camp. Van Johnson, one of Hollywood's most beloved stars of the 1940s and beyond. With his red hair, freckles, and infectious smile, he wasn't your typical leading man, but that's exactly what made him special. For over 5 decades, Johnson charmed audiences with his wholesome boy-next-door persona, dancing and acting his way into America's heart. In 1966, this clean-cut star took a delightfully wicked turn on the Batman TV series. As the minstrel, Johnson transformed into a musical mastermind of mayhem, using his character's electronic wizardry and theatrical flair to challenge the caped crusader. Imagine a villain who could hack Gotham's systems while belting out tunes. That was Johnson's unforgettable minstrel, proving that even the nicest guys can have a blast playing bad. From wartime heartthrob to singing supervillain, Van Johnson's versatility kept him in the spotlight for over half a century, making him truly one of entertainment's most enduring stars. It's 1963, and a 17-year-old girl steps up to the microphone. That girl was Leslie Gore, and she was about to change pop music forever with "It's My Party." From there, she gave us hits like "You Don't Own Me" and "Judy's Turn to Cry." Becoming the voice of teenage emotion in the 60s, Leslie wasn't just about the music. Batman fans might remember her as Pussycat, Catwoman's sidekick, where she got to show off both her acting and singing chops. And in 1980, she proved her songwriting genius by co-writing "Out Here on My Own" for Fame, which earned an Oscar nomination. Here's what many didn't know until 2005. Leslie was a proud lesbian, sharing a beautiful 33-year love story with Lois Sasson. Until her passing in 2015, she continued breaking barriers, hosting an LGBT series and showing the world that living authentically is the greatest hit of all. From Shakespeare to sorcery, Maurice Evans was a true master of his craft. Born in England in 1901, he became one of the most versatile actors of his time, bringing classical theatre to American living rooms when television was still in its infancy. While many remember him as the charming warlock father on Bewitched or the iconic Dr. Zaius in Planet of the Apes, Evans' true legacy lies in his groundbreaking work, bringing Shakespeare to television. Through Hallmark Hall of Fame, he introduced countless Americans to the Bard's greatest works, to even winning an Emmy for his powerful portrayal of Macbeth in 1960. Whether he was puzzling Batman, terrifying audiences in Rosemary's Baby, or delivering Shakespearean soliloquies, Evans commanded every scene with his distinguished presence until his passing in 1989. His remarkable journey from English stages to American screens truly embodied the magic he so often portrayed. Joan Collins, a true icon of stage and screen, began her remarkable journey in the entertainment world thanks to her talent agent father and dancer mother. By age 9, she was already stealing hearts on stage, and at just 16, she was honing her craft at the prestigious Royal Academy of Dramatic Art. Her star power was undeniable from the start. At 17, she signed with the Rank organization, and by 22 she was Hollywood-bound, where she dazzled audiences in films like The Girl in the Red Velvet Swing. But it was television that would truly cement her legendary status. From her unforgettable role as the hypnotic siren in Batman to her moving performance as Edith Keeler in Star Trek, Collins proved her versatility. Yet it was her portrayal of the deliciously wicked Alexis Carrington Colby in Dynasty that made her a household name, earning her a well-deserved Golden Globe and creating one of television's most memorable characters of all time. Ida Lupino, a true Hollywood pioneer who refused to play by the rules. Born into a theatrical family in 1918, she was already stealing scenes by age 13 and made her way to Tinseltown at just 15 years old. You might recognize her from classics like They Drive by Night and High Sierra, alongside Humphrey Bogart, but here's where things get interesting. Fed up with being limited to typical female roles, Lupino didn't just sit around and complain. She took matters into her own hands and became one of Hollywood's first female directors. For over 50 incredible years, she appeared in 59 films, directed 8 more, and even played the villainous Dr. Cassandra in Batman. She wasn't just making movies, she was making history and blazing a trail for every female filmmaker who followed. If you enjoyed Batman's most diabolical villains, don't forget to like and subscribe for more entertainment history.